Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Mark. Huge thanks to Mark and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Mark reached out asking for an Aristocrats deck led by Kambal, Profiteering Mayor, and I was more than happy to help. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and if you like the deck list, consider sharing this video as well. Kambal, Profiteering Mayor is a 3-mana 2/4 legendary human advisor. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your opponent's control, for each of them, create a tapped token that's a copy of it. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain 1 life. So, Kambal Profiteering Mayor doesn't appear to be an Aristocrats commander on the surface. But longtime viewers of this channel will know that Aristocrats has 3 moving parts: sacrifice outlets, payoffs for sacrificing creatures, and of course, creatures to sacrifice. And Kambal does a great job at creating creatures for us to sacrifice. Assuming our opponents are creating tokens after all. Well, we'll just have to ensure that they do create tokens, won't we? But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Recently, Ultimate Guard released this beautiful playmat with art from Mail Olivier Henry. This mat is gorgeous, depicting hunters braving a blizzard to bring food and sustenance back to their clans. This high-quality mat is here to protect your cards and to keep them from sliding around. So check your local game store to see if they have it in stock, or click on the link down below to Ultimate Guard's Amazon store to see if they have it there. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One last announcement before we get into our video. In addition to streaming on Twitch, I will be dual streaming on a new YouTube channel as well. Check out Gaming with Danon if you want to catch me live. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Marsh Flats, Arid Mesa, Verdant Catacombs, Godless Shrine, Vault of Champions, Shattered Sanctum, Isolated Chapel, Shadowy Backstreet, Snowfield Sinkhole, Sunlit Marsh, Tainted Field, Desolated Mire, Fetid Heath, Caves of Koilos, Bright Climb Pathway, Orzhov Basilica, Bojuka Bog, Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, Westvale Abbey, Vault of the Archangel, Cabal Coffers, Field of the Dead, 3 Plains, 3 Snow-Covered Plains, 3 Swamps, and 3 snow-covered swamps make up the land base for our deck. Why are you mixing up the lands, Danon? For what reason are you running half snow-covered basics and half regular basics? Field of the Dead, of course. Also, quick reminder, fetch lands do not have a color identity, so you can run them in any commander deck you want to. Pitiless Plunderer, Ashnod's Altar, Solemn Simulacrum, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Hierarchy, Orzhov Signet, Mindstone, Decanter of Endless Water, Felwar Stone, Charcoal Diamond, Marble Diamond, Smothering Tithe, and Black Market connections help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Plumb the Forbidden, Skull Clamp, Village Rites, Krav the Unredeemed, Sun Titan, Immortal Sun, Bolus's Citadel, Phyrexian Arena, Sign in Blood, Read the Bones, and Wedding Ring help us to dig through our deck and find answers. Bovine Intervention, Blind Obedience, Authority of the Consoles, Generous Gift, Angelic Ascension, Stroke of Midnight, Contraband Livestock, Saw in Half, Get Lost, and Fracture help us to not only keep our opponents in line, but we'll also get copies of the tokens our spells create. Hour of Reckoning, Damn, Farewell, and the Meat Hook Massacre help us to reset the board as needed. Visceraseer, Carrion Feeder, and Woe Strider serve as additional sacrifice outlets. Our Aristocrats package consists of Veto, Thorn of the Duskrose, Nadir's Nightblade, Mirkwood Bats, Cruel Celebrant, Zulaport Cutthroat, Blood Artist, Bastion of Remembrance, Ellis Ilkor Sadistic Pilgrim, Sir Conrad the Grim, Corpse Knight, and Agent of the Iron Throne. Finally, the core of our deck consists of Anointed Procession, Mondrak Glory Dominus, Infernal Genesis, Shadrick Silverquill, Combat Calligrapher, Genesis Chamber, Regna the Redeemer, Teysa Karloff, Divine Visitation, and Curse of Disturbance. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 36 lands and 14 pieces of ramp, right on target. 11 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 4 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Bojuka Bog and Farewell, 1 sudden I win card in Divine Visitation. Divine Visitation is a replacement effect that makes it so any creature tokens we create are instead 4/4 angels. So when we Bovine Intervention our opponent's commander, they get a 2/2 Ox and we get a 4/4 angel. So long as our commander's on board, of course. This split in parity quickly gets out of control. But that's not the core way our deck wins. We win by generating a ton of creature tokens, which drains our opponents, and then sacrificing those same tokens, draining them again. It's a vicious cycle of death and rebirth, and we are always happy when it happens. Aristocrats may not be the fastest archetype, but it is methodical and reliable. I love my Aristocrats decks, and I think you will too if you give it a try. Are you building a Kambal Profiteering Mayor deck? What theme will you go with? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. For only $25, you too can have a Commander video built at your request. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brat, Roxy, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Pedro, Midge, Alix, Alex, Julio, Valerie, Conga, Ignis, RJ, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Joel, and Brock. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.